Hello, welcome to our guide for getting into EVE Online. So this is part 5. This is going to be fitting the destroyer Cormorant and completing the basic combat missions. And you should be practicing how to fly the destroyer while you were doing this. You should get used to the ranges, pretty much just fly away from everything. Don't let anything hit you and then shoot everything from 47 kilometers away. So once you accept the basic or the advanced combat mission 10, he will give you the destroyer to fly. You would just double click your destroyer and then you would be flying it. If you wanted to go through your ships and then strip the fittings of your ships, this would pretty much just take all the other modules off of your other ships, so you could maybe just see what you have and just put it all on the Cormorant. And if you wanted to, you could right click all these ships and repackage all of these ships. So this pretty much just makes them easier to transport later if you don't need to use them for anything. So now that we have that done, we go to the item hanger here and we could start fitting out our ship. So if we go to the right, we could open up the fitting window. Yeah, perfect. So we got the fitting window open. Now if we go to the inventory, we have the 150mm rail guns. We're going to be putting the same guns on this ship just because these guns have the longest range out of all the guns you could put on. So we're actually going to need to buy 4 more of them because this ship could have 7 of these guns on it. So you'd buy 4 more of them and then put all 7 of them onto the ship. Perfect. And then we would need to get more ammunition for these ships. So we just want to get iron charges, drag the iron charges onto the ship, drag the iron charges into your ship's inventory. Antimatter charges, they're not as good. They're double the damage, but their range is so ridiculously slow. Put on the 5MN warp drive to make it so you can transfer, so you can travel everywhere easier. Put on the stasis web of fire, and those bottom things we got it from the Caldera starter pack. If you don't have those, don't worry about it. Just pretty much be ready to fly your Cormorant just like this, so you could accept the 10th combat mission. Pretty much once you arrive here, you would target the enemies. You press the control button to target them, and you could track the enemies. And then pretty much just double click somewhere in space to start flying in that direction. You want to keep your distance from the enemies. If you notice they're close to you, activate your micro warp drive, and then you could disable it. Pretty much you just want to stay as far away. So if you have not let them hit you, you have succeeded the mission. Now we're done all of the advanced combat missions. Perfect. So we're going to do more combat about it later. But if you wanted to do the basic military career path, you could do the basic military career path. So for the Cormorant, we're going to be doing more videos once we're doing these security missions. You'll be able to practice the ship more in there. But for now, a skill you might want to get would be shield operation. While doing the basic combat missions, they're going to give you a shield you might want to put onto your ship, and you're going to need to know this skill book to be able to put it on. So you learn shield operation up to level 1. You can put it up to the top so you can learn it right away. And then we should be able to undock from the station. So here's a little bit of combat, right? You just zoom in onto them, and we can pretty much one-shot all of the enemy ships. You pretty much just target it and then shoot it, and then it gets destroyed. It's pretty sweet. And then if you wanted to, you could ungroup your guns. So that little button there would group your guns and put them all together, or it would ungroup them. So if you wanted to target all these ships by pressing control on each of them, and then you could split up your guns. So maybe 2 guns fire at this one ship, 2 guns fire at another ship, and maybe 3 guns fire at this other ship. So you're dividing your fire between them. So you can just practice flying your destroyer and practice doing everything with it. You shouldn't have to move, right? You got 47 kilometer range. Anything within 47 kilometers, you should be able to shoot them. So go and complete all of the basic combat missions. All of the basic combat missions should have been ridiculously easy. Make sure you empty your inventory of any loot you have. You pretty much don't want to be flying around with that stuff. just keep your ammunition in there. And so now we're going to want to go through the rest of the career agents. But the Cormorant seems like a good ship.